Hello, YouTube viewers. This is Blake Fannin. Listen, if you have 2 hours alone a day, sorry, I just ate. Listen, if you have 2 hours alone every day when you don't have to do anything, that would keep your mind off prayer. When you have 2 hours a day when you can work and pray, when you can do housework or whatever else you need to do while praying, during that time, while you're working on whatever you need to work on, spend 2 hours a day, if possible, praying against sin and corruption and praying about sin and corruption. Pray for these things to be taken out of this nation and your nation if you live elsewhere other than the United States. During those 2 hours every day, if you have that kind of time, pray for sin and corruption to be uprooted and overthrown. Because Ephesians 6 says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, and over all the power of the enemy. During that time, pray for laws that go against what the Bible says to be overturned. During that time, pray for any law that goes against what the Bible says to be overturned. And pray for the hearts of those living in the nation to turn back toward the Lord and away from and against sin and corruption. Because somewhere in the Bible says, I believe it's, I could be wrong, but I believe it's in 1st or 2nd Timothy, but I could be wrong. But we are to pray for all those in authority. So listen to me. If you have 2 hours alone every day, if you have 2 hours that you can work and pray if you can work and pray for 2 hours a day, if you can work while praying, if you can pray while working for 2 hours a day without losing your train of thought, spend that time every day. If you have nothing in your own life, if you have nothing bothering you, if you have nothing else on your mind to pray about, spend that time every day praying for sin and corruption to be taken out of this nation or the nation that you're living in. Because every nation needs it. But I am specifically mentioning for the USA because that's where I live. No matter what sin it is, if it goes against the Bible, pray for it to be removed. No matter what form of corruption it is, because I've heard there are several forms of corruption, I don't know. Pray for corruption to be uprooted from this land. Pray for this nation to morally turn back to the Bible, to the Bible's way of thinking, and just pray for things to be the way that God says they should be in the Bible, morally, legally, and politically. That's what we need to do every single day. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.